Welcome back to round number 3 of our Gym Challenge, League Challenge here at Psycho Turtle in Pico Rivera, California. Dennis Geisler, Mimikyu, Spiritomb. There's a Pumpka Pikachu pumpkin. It's kind of low off the screen. Can't really see it. Round number 3, as I mentioned, getting underway here between Michael Wagner and Richard Salazar. Michael is at 2-0, Richard at 1-1, and the way this bracket shapes out with 16 total people here today, 3-1 is enough to get you through to the top 4 top cut. So Michael just needs to win here. I have to go through the teams fast. They picked too quick. Michael with the Amoonguss, Flamigo, Goldengo, Incineroar, Porygon 2, and Ursaluna. Richard with Sneasler, Dragonite, Magmar, Goldengo, Hisuian Samurott, and Alolan Ninetales. Yes, the Flamigo is here. Focus Sash with Scrappy as its ability. Close Combat, Brave Bird, Wide Guard, and Protect. Wide Guard is a nice little thing to have there. And then the Hisuian Samurott. We've seen a little bit of that with the Sharpness and the Assault Vest. Sucker Punch, Razor Shell, Knockoff, and Sacred Sword. But the Razor Shell and the Sacred Sword will be boosted by Sharpness. And we're seeing it here. Yes, that is that is Hisuian Samurott, I promise. It may not look like it, but it is in fact Hisuian Samurott. Alongside the Sneasler on Richard's side, with Michael's side having the Flamigo and the Goldengo. Because again, that is, you can see there, it is Hisuian Samurott, I promise. It is weak to the close combat from the Flamigo, so it could go for the Terra Poison right here, which is its Terra type. The Goldengo is Terra Ghost, which is an interesting little, no, it's Terra Dragon. That's a lie. The Flamigo is Terra Ghost, which is a lot more normal. You're gonna see the Terra on the Flamigo. It does go that Ghost type. A little bit of Flamigo way back in the early days with Co-Star, but here, got the Scrappy, able to hit those Ghost types. Very good answer to Goldengo in particular. Get the Coaching immediately out of the Sneasler, boosts up the Samurott, makes it take the hit from the Flamigo. But it's not going to take to make it rain. It was almost a really cool play. It took the first hit, it took the close combat just fine, but certainly was not able to take the Make It Rain following it. And that means that's a pretty good first turn for Michael and a pretty awkward first turn for Richard. Got literally nothing done, while, I mean, on the good side, there are stat drops for everything on Michael's side. The defense drop for Flamigo, defense and special defense, of course, and the special attack drop for Goldengo, but ultimately, that's a pretty rough first turn, especially with Sneasler also taking some damage. It's going to get another Coaching off here. Get Dragonite a little bit stronger. Dragonite gets hit with a close combat. Interesting choice there. I might have been predicting a... No, Dragonite's Terra Fairy. It is the multi-scale variant, though, so it broke the multi-scale. Second Make It Rain, able to finish off the Sneasler and do a bit of a chunk to Dragonite. This is the multi-scale variant of Dragonite with the Loaded Dice, Terra Fairy with Stomping Tantrum, Extreme Speed, Protect, and Scale Shot. There's the Stomping Tantrum, which will knock out the Goldengo. Probably just fine for Michael, though, able to get it out of the way now that it's used its 2 Make It Rains. Richard down to the final 2 here. And one of them is Ninetales. Alolan Ninetales coming out here. There is no weather rewriting on Michael's side anywhere. So if Ninetales wants, Ninetales can get that snow up and activate that Aurora Veil. Similar to the one we saw earlier, it's got Covert Cloak as its item, and it also has no Protect instead with a Freeze Dry. But now an option for a read here is the Wide Guard is an option. That will block both hits of Blizzard if that's what Richard decided to go for on the Ninetales. And it was an Icy Wind instead, which exact same effect. Nice little play there by Michael. Dragonite just went for the Scale Shot. Wow, that does a lot of damage to Flamigo. I guess it is at +1. But the Scale Shot will knock out the Flamigo, will drop Dragonite's defense 1 stage, but will boost up its speed. That's not going to matter momentarily, for reasons you're about to witness. The Trick Room from the Porygon 2, getting up. And on top of that, a very happy Trick Room user in the Hisuian Ursaluna to close this game out for Michael. Does not have the burn up yet, does have the Flame Orb, doesn't have the Guts or the extra Facade damage. I think this is a decent opportunity to play this out medium speed. Ursaluna is going to protect first here. Dragonite's going to protect. It kind of has to, because otherwise it'll get hit by an Ice Beam. Either has to do that or Terra, but Ice Beam comes out regardless. And Ninetales will get the Aurora Veil off, so that's going to be meaningful, but I wonder how meaningful with this Hisuian Ursaluna doing so much damage. I mean, the big question will be, is it enough damage? Dragonite goes for the Protect again. Gets the double Protect, and it's read out by Michael, who goes for the double up into the Ninetales. What an incredible play. That was a double Protect, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I missed a turn. Or missed the Ninetales move. I think that was just straight up a double Protect read from Michael, which is an incredible play. And now that chance of an extra Protect drops even further, and yeah, Richard's just going to call the battle Michael with a real nice game number 1 victory. A couple of really good turns. That first turn was great, that last turn was really good. And while Richard gained some had some marginal gains in the meantime, definitely felt like Michael had the game script the entire time pretty under control. Question now, can Richard make any adjustment here to clean this up a bit? Obviously, that first turn was a little bit rough for the Hisuian Samurott, which just took a bunch of damage turn number 1. I think going for the Terra Poison, I don't think the Hisuian Samurott was a bad idea, but going for something like a Terra Poison, or even trying to go for an early Sucker Punch could have been an option, instead of what ended up being it just getting knocked out turn number 1. Alternatively, could bring something else. The Magmar, always a nice choice. That last Pokemon was the Golden Go that we didn't see, which basically is a nice matchup into a lot of stuff, although this is a pretty awful matchup into for the Golden Go, to be completely honest, with the Flamigo on the other side, as well as the Incineroar and the other Golden Go. Still a lot of choices making. Keep in mind, with this Dragonite, if it is multi-scale, that means it's not inner focus, so Intimidate still affects it, and Fake Out still affects it, and Fake Out even breaks multi-scale. So it makes things quite a bit more awkward for Dragonite in exchange for certainly a decent amount of benefit, but game number 2 here. Michael wins this, he'll be through to Top Cut. Richard basically needs to win this to be able to float through to Top Cut, as with a top 4 Top Cut, only potentially either no 2-2s or just 1 2-2 will make it through. Very different lead this time for Richard. It's the Magmar and the Ninetales on Michael's side, bringing the Incineroar this time alongside that Flamigo. Flamigo is kind of jamming out. I never considered before the degree to which Flamigo is kind of jamming out, but you can see it jamming out. And Incineroar probably wants to get on out of there. Unlikely that it wants to linger around too much, although a knockoff is obviously a great option into Magmar if you can land one of those. Flamigo would obviously find it unpleasant to stick around in the face of a Will-O-Wisp. Let me get the Terra from the Ninetales. Turn number 1. The Terra Water. Makes it no longer afraid of Flare Blitz. Magmar with the Protect. Incineroar did go for the Fake Out into the Magmar, so that's not going to end up doing anything. And the Flamigo will wait until the Aurora Veil goes down. So Richard made sure to get that Aurora Veil. And it was the close combat into the Ninetales. Did a little bit over half. That'll let the second one potentially finish off the Ninetales. That is, if the Flamigo is able to get it. Flamigo will instead protect this turn. Magmar will use the Follow Me, which I don't know how much it wants the smoke of what it's redirecting right now. As the Ninetales goes for the Freeze Dry onto the Flamigo, that means that Magmar is about to eat a nice juicy knockoff. A little bit of damage, but takes away that Eviolite, which is so important for Magmar. Keep in mind, the Flamigo is Focus Sash, so we'll be able to take a hit. And it might just be the option for Michael to try to play this game more on the quick side, try to keep more damage and threat down. And remember, this is Covert Cloak Ninetales, so the Aurora Veil will drop off at some point. Magmar goes for the Follow Me again. Ninetales with a Blizzard. Going to bring Flamigo down to the Focus Sash. Hold for Freeze. I don't know if we would have seen it yet. I don't think so. Flamigo gets the close combat down on the Magmar. Pretty good damage. Not going to pick up a knockout, but pretty solid damage. And Incineroar parting shot right on out of there. Drops the Magmar stats, not that those are super important, but it means Incineroar will be able to switch in for a Intimidate and a Fake Out later. And it'll be the Golden Go coming in here. Now Golden Go is weak to Magmar's Heat Wave, but I don't know how meaningful that's going to be in this matchup here. Especially considering Magmar has to keep clicking Follow Me if Ninetales is going to stay standing. It's a pretty important question given that Flamigo, I believe, is pretty fast and might be able to outspeed some of the other Pokemon on Richard's team. Flamigo's just going to switch out here, going to maintain it and its speed. Incineroar is going to be the one to switch in. Lots of attack drops onto the Magmar, not that it matters at all. Protect from the Golden Go. Gonna get it through this turn. And Ninetales with a Freeze Dry into Golden Go, actually. While Magmar does go for the Will-O-Wisp into that slot as well, which is very interesting, because that would never have gone through. Unless it decided to switch out. Magmar is going to protect on account of the Fake Out that might be coming its direction, which it was indeed, and Incineroar was trying to go for a Fake Out there. Ninetales will use Blizzard, and we have to hold. No freeze, and Golden Go gets a free nasty plot. Well, not free, but Golden Go gets a pretty nice nasty plot off. And that is a nice spot to be in for Michael. Basically free reign to make it rain if you want. Can also just go for some Shadow Balls. Make it rain will almost certainly knock out both these Pokemon. We're gonna get the switch out here. It's gonna be the Samurott once more. Again, that is Hisuian Samurott. I know it can be... I know it's difficult to tell. It's gonna take a pretty decent chunk from the +2 Make It Rain. But we'll take it. Magmar will drop, however. But I don't know if the Hisuian Samurott is going to drop to whatever comes next out of the Incineroar. It's going to be the knockoff, barely not enough to take out the Samurott. Does drop the Assault Vest. And it'll be Sneasler, Richard showing the last Pokemon here. Keep in mind, this Sneasler cannot touch Golden Go with its current typing. So if Michael plays well around this, Michael can certainly at least threaten enough things to make this play out well. Gonna be the Flamigo checking in for Michael. And Michael's also going to use the Terra here. This could be a little bit dangerous. Although if you use the threat of being Steel Ghost to stop Sneasler from attacking you, Sneasler does just Coaching. I believe Samurott is going to go for a Sucker Punch here. Onto the Golden Go. No, doesn't even go for that. Just to Make It Rain, which will bring Sneasler all the way down to the Focus Sash. But Golden Go in a pretty nice spot. It's just the Focus Sash level Samurott and, or excuse me, the Focus Sash level Sneasler and the Magmar at less than half HP and no Eviolite remaining. Oh no, and the Ninetales. Sorry, I'm getting my wires crossed. There's so many low health guys on this side of the field. But even still, the Ninetales just isn't going to be able to get a whole lot done here. Unless it gets a Freeze. Flamigo with a Wide Guard, so a Freeze isn't even a possibility this turn. Sneasler with a close combat, finish off the Flamigo. Trying to get that guy out of the way. Problem here, what does Golden Go do? It is Dragon type now, so a Freeze Dry could do a lot of damage. It is a Freeze Dry. Does it pick up the knockout? It does not. 4 HP remaining on the Golden Go, and it's going to go for a huge Make It Rain. That actually does not finish off the Ninetales. Ninetales barely takes the hit. Golden Go with Life Orb is going to get knocked out on its own end. So Ninetales barely a tiny bit of HP remaining. And I believe it's just the Incineroar left on Michael's side. Unless I completely missed something. Oh no, the Porygon 2's there as well. So still plenty of work to be done for Michael. With both the Incineroar and the Porygon 2. And yeah, that was the last Pokemon for Richard. It's just the Ninetales. Even despite the Covert Cloak, Fake Out probably would have picked up the knockout. Michael Wagner going 3-0 in the first 3 rounds, going to qualify over to Top Cut. That was not my microphone, it was Mimikyu's. I accidentally bumped a Mimikyu over while I was doing that. So I apologize to Mimikyu for that. See if I can straighten him back up. But yeah, Michael going to go 3-0, still with the opportunity to go 4-0 early on in this one. And hey, it's me. Hello. I'm gonna open up this Trick or Trade here. See what's inside, courtesy of Terran. I don't even know what's in. I don't even know what could be in here. We've got Fuecoco. Fuecoco. We've got ooh, I'm gonna use that last. We've got Poltergeist. Look at that. Oh, it's because of the green screen. And then we got Fluttermane. Check that out. Pretty sick. I like this Fluttermane. It's very nice. In any case, we are now going to take a quick break, heading off over to round 4, getting into clutch time for this tournament. Don't go anywhere.